Hi guys, Maikeru here. This is my video on how I got a 0-second, which is a 1-tick Graardor kill. I showcased it in my latest video and I asked if people would want to see a video going into detail on how speed kills are done and how I done this one. A decent amount of you wanted to see it, so I'm making it now. And if people like this video, I'm going to go for other speed kills in the future and make videos on those as well and kind of make it a series, trying to kill bosses as quickly as I can. So let's get right into it. Before I tell you what I done to kill the boss, there's two things you need to know. The first one is target cycling. If you press escape, go to settings, go to your controls, go to the bottom of your action bar controls, and there will be a target cycle keybind. There is target cycle forwards and target cycle backwards. I have my target cycle set to Q. What that does is it targets the next closest enemy to you. It's like tab targeting in World of Warcraft if you ever played that game. So as you can see here, every time I press Q, it target cycles to the next dummy, and this is really important because you want to target cycle the boss as soon as it spawns so you can hit it as it spawns. Target cycling is quicker than actually clicking it because you can instantly target cycle when it's about to spawn and get that 1-tick kill, which gives you that 0 seconds. So this is really important. The second thing you need to know once you've got your target cycle ready is how to Q an ability. If I'm far enough away from this dummy and I press Hurricane but run away, it will Q Hurricane but not cast it. I can then target cycle the dummy and press Vulnerability, and instead of vulning the target, it does a Hurricane. It will then vuln the target afterwards if you don't cast anything, but what we're trying to do is kill it in 1 tick, right? So we're going to use the Hurricane, Q'd, and combo it with another ability. The other ability we're comboing it with is Dragon Claws in my Essence of Finality. So what I'm going to do is show you on these dummies because you can see the damage numbers. If I Q my Hurricane, you can see I ran away, it's Q'd. I'm going to target cycle, I'm going to vuln, and then I'm going to press my Dragon Claws at the same time. And it does all of it all at once. So instead of just casting Hurricane, I've Q'd Hurricane and I've done Dragon Claws at the same time. I'll show you once more. So what I do is I get my Hurricane ready. So I'm obviously going to try and cast Hurricane on this dummy and then I run away. So it's on cooldown. I then target cycle, I vuln, and then I press my claws at the same time. And as you can see, everything hits together. So you can see all of that damage in the same tick because I've queued the ability. This is how you get that 1-tick Graardor kill, because you're going to want to target cycle, vuln to cast your Hurricane, and then declaws with your Essence of Finality at the same time. If you do this on the tick he spawns and you crit hard enough, you will kill him. Looking at my setup, this is what I take. This is the gear that I use. You want a Dragon Battle Axe because the special attack increases your damage for a short period of time. That's going to make you hit harder in your Zerk on Graardor. Laceration boots are important here because you need to bladed dive, and because I'm using a two-hander, I bladed dive with my CGS. A Grimoire is very important as well as it increases your crit chance and increases your max crit to 15k. Which makes you hit a lot harder. This is the most expensive thing to run here, the Grimoire, but you can toggle it off between kills and you really don't use too much. Then the last thing is the Essence of Finality with Dragon Claws inside it. The rest is just the best PVM setup that you have, your best weapon and your best gear, your best perks, etc. Obviously you want an Elder Overload and you want a replenishment or an enhanced replenishment potion and vulnerability bombs. The vulnerability bombs are really useful because they add 10% extra damage, and you throw that on the floor as he's about to spawn, so then it will hit him at the same time and you'll be able to deal, 10% more damage, and on a monster with 40k HP, that's 4k damage just from the vuln bomb. The familiar that I use is a Calgarian Demon. I use this special attack before Graardor spawns to get increased crit, again making it more consistent and easier to kill him in 1 tick. The only other things that you actually essentially need is runes for vuln. So in my rune pouch I have vuln runes, so I can trigger that Hurricane when it's stalled by casting vuln that we showcased earlier, and a dummy. I use a dummy to get a Dren outside the instance and cue my Hurricane on before going in, so a dummy is super important as well. You need it. It can be a dummy that you make with Invention, it can be a dummy from Treasure Hunter, it doesn't matter. Now the setup has been spoken about, I'm going to get into the kill and I'm going to talk through step by step everything I do. I have 2 archaeology relics. One is Fury of the Small, so I get more Dren when I'm building up on the dummy. 1% more adren every hit is beneficial. And I also run the Darok relic, which means the lower your HP, the more damage you deal. So I start the kill with sub 1k HP to deal a decent amount of damage with that relic. And I'm also using Totem of Intimidation, so I don't have to get KC to kill bandos. That allows me to enter straight into the instance, because that totem takes away the KC requirement from God Wars Dungeon 1. Now that's been said, you're obviously going to get your Adren with the Adrenaline Crystal. You're going to activate your Dragon Battle Axe spec. If you want to activate that, just wear it and click your special attack bar. Then I equip my Ring of Vigor and my ZGS and I go through the portal. I quickly go through the door, run to the north a little bit and put down a dummy. You want to put down the dummy probably around 3-4 squares away from the door at least. That way you can stall your hurricane without being too close to the dummy when you enter the door. You want to use Natural Instinct because this is going to generate you a ton of adrenaline. And then after you Zerk, you can get a ton of adren with this and a enhanced replenishment pot in order to get enough to be able to declaws alongside the hurricane. So as soon as I hit 100% adren with the Natural Instinct up, I Zerk, I switch to my Ring of Death, I use my enhanced replenishment potion and a Greater Fury. Greater Fury, if it crits, it guarantees you a crit. So it's useful to use that on your build after you Zerk. As soon as you've used your Greater Fury and your Enhanced Replenishment Potion, that will take you to about 60% Adren. So you want to run away from the dummy, cue your Hurricane, and quickly right-click the door and rejoin last instance. This is probably the hardest part of the speed kill, getting the click on the door correctly, because if you're too slow with this, you're going to enter the instance too late and your Zerk will run out when he spawns. If you do this at the right timing, just enter the door and you want a Bladed Dive. Don't cast any other ability because it will stop your Hurricane being queued. So only Bladed Dive here. That will give the last bit of adren you need as well, so you're ready to target cycle and kill him. If you've done the timing correctly, Graardor will spawn around 2 seconds left of your Zerk. You're going to have to fill the timing for yourself, and it does take a while to get the timing down, but once you get it down, it's then just getting those crits. I use the Calgarian special attack to give me the extra crit chance. I get ready with my Vuln Bomb. I chuck my Vuln Bomb with 3 seconds of Zerk left. When Zerk hits 2 seconds left and is about to tick down to 1 second, I target cycle Vuln to cast my stalled Hurricane, and at the same time, I quickly hit my Essence of Finality declaws. They all hit in the same tick, and because it all dealt a nice amount of damage and I got 3 big crits, it died in 1 tick. Once you get the whole feel for it, it's just getting it on tick and then making sure you hit hard enough. So then it's just down to RNG with crits. Yes, Grimoire helps your crit chance, so does biting and stuff, but you still need to get those crits to kill it. Sometimes you'll get a 2-second kill just because you didn't hit hard enough, but you done it perfectly. So don't be demotivated, just keep going. I also done a very similar setup with KBD. I queued my Hurricane and I hit with declaws at the same time. And in this clip here that you see, I got a 1-second kill. And if I crit 1 or 2 more times, it would have been a 1-tick kill instead of a 2-tick kill, just like Graardor. But I just didn't hit hard enough and RNG wasn't on my side. So it's just getting it down and just improving on that. I'll get a 0-second KBD eventually as well once I hit hard enough. Thank you so much for watching. Give the video a like if you did enjoy it. It is a very different style video compared to what I normally do. I don't really do like bossing videos that much anymore. If you did enjoy this and you learned something and maybe you want to try it out yourself or whatever, let me know in the comments down below if you'd like to see more in the future. Maybe I'll go for a fast Vindictor kill. I think I'm going to be trying for like a 20-second Vindictor or something. So if you'd like to see a 20-second Vindictor kill if I could get it and how I manage that, then let me know. Or if there's any other particular bosses you want me to try a speed kill on. Maybe you want to see Corp or, I don't know, other God Wars Dungeon 2 bosses that isn't Vindictor like Hellweir or Twins. Let me know. It's not exactly going to be world records or anything super crazy, but I want to improve my personal times. So if I can make that into a series of me showcasing my improvements and talking through my kills, could be a fun thing for you guys to watch and learn and maybe try it yourselves as well. Because there's a ton of speed kills out there, but I don't think there's any guides for speed kills, so it could be pretty interesting. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you again for watching. This new amulet is so much fun. I'm having an absolute blast of it. Hopefully Jagex makes more specs in the future. They could even make a weapon that is just a spec weapon to put into the amulet from a boss or something. They've opened up that doorway now, and they don't necessarily have to increase the tier of weapons if they make a cool spec. So I'm super hyped. And as always, until next time, see ya.